this hour, former DA KwaZulu-Natal leader Zwakele Mncwango has officially quit the party, this following his departure from the provincial legislature last week. Now he joins a long list of leaders who've left the party recently. In his resignation letter, he accuses the Federal Council chairperson Helen Zille of abuse of power. He joins us now for more on this. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Zwakele. Maybe just give us a sense of, when you say abuse of power by the federal chairperson, what exactly is it that you're talking about?
Morning to you and morning to viewers, and also the correction. My name is Zwakele, just to correct the pronunciation of my name. Look, I've raised these issues even internally, and I've been raising these issues for a while. And unfortunately, when I resigned from legislature, there's been questions about the reason for why I resigned, and I've also articulated exactly what has been my concern over years. It is not new things I've been raising. Even at the Federal Congress, when I was a leader, I raised some of these issues. You can go back and read my speech that I made in the last Congress while I was a leader. I raised some of these issues. Now, unfortunately, I received a letter on Friday from Helen Zille, again doing what I was raising, that there is no culture of open engagement or different views in the DA anymore. She was asking me to actually stop from making a public and unreasonable disparaging statement against the party. And she wasn't actually challenging me for saying anything untruthful, unfortunately, because everything I said was true. But they felt I shouldn't be saying whatever I was saying. But again, it was going exactly narrative where I was saying there is no more an open culture of open engagement. And what I'm raising is, in the DA, it seems as if Helen, she's the only person who has the right to say whatever she wants. Helen can go and tweet anything she wants, and she will never be held liable what she says. There will be no charges against her for saying anything. But you look at a former member of the DA like Kana Mahashule. He made a comment about army in Soweto the other time during COVID-19 lockdown, and he was charged and was even found guilty for making a comment. In fact, his own opinion on what was happening in Soweto. But only Helen can say whatever she wants. All of us who must keep silent, because even when you raise issues internally, because some of the issues I raised in the Congress, some were accusing me of raising them. Now the question is, where then do you raise them? Because when you raise them in a highest decision-making body like the Congress, they still have a concern. So when then you raise them?
Yeah, that's very concerning, and I just want you to elaborate on that, because that was going to be the other point that I was going to put to you, what about everyone else within the different structures within the DA in terms of addressing legitimate concerns that you had and perhaps trying to find a way forward?
Can you repeat the question again?
I'm asking, what about when you did raise those issues that you had internally? Were there no other leaders within the different structures within the DA that made efforts to listen to your concerns and perhaps initiate some or other form of change?
Okay, let me just put it this way. Unfortunately, DA have created a culture of fear. Members are not really prepared to speak out. They will always, when you talk to people, say, look, they agree with you, but they can't say it openly. That is why I can tell you, there are many members who are not happy with the current situation in the organization, but they can't say anything. It's for the reason I said, let me resign from legislature, because what I've realized is that mainly we find ourselves as politicians across. Sometimes we are too married to our salaries that we get from legislatures, in parliament, in councils, and then we end up unable to speak out on the wrongdoings of the organization because we are dependent on a salary. That's the reason I said, let me resign from legislature so that I can able to engage, and I even challenge the party to say, I'm here, I'm available. Let's engage robustly about some of the issues that I'm raising, because many members share these concerns. Even, for example, the letter I've sent when I resigned yesterday, I sent it in the morning to a chairperson in the province. And very interestingly, I'm no more in a group of legislature. But that letter was shared in that group, and it was then leaked to the media. I didn't share that letter to the media, and I wasn't even prepared to share it with the media. But it means some members in legislature are actually agreeing with the content of the letter. So they wanted that content to be out there in public, but it's not Zwakele who did that. But it tells you that so many people are really concerned about what's going on in the DA.
Yes. I mean, if you're saying that there are many within the organization that not only are suffering from feelings of fear, of expression, but now are also being forced to stay because of salaries, what does this mean for the future of the DA? It doesn't sound like a solid party that is equipped in any form to lead provinces, let alone an entire country following the 2024 elections. What is your assessment of what is happening internally and what they can actually provide for South Africans?
Look, I'm not really an expert, but in simple terms, I can simply say DA is in a mess, just a mess, honestly, at the current form. You look, if you look backwards, DA have done a lot to groom leaders. I think I'm one of those who are privileged, and I must really appreciate that from the organization. There are many of us who are young leaders. I've joined the DA in 2001, and they've taken me to different training workshops. That time, you can tell there was also that vision to groom leaders and keep a pool of leaders. But let's collapse now. I don't remember now any. I can't even tell you one leader that I can say this is a person who are being groomed to be a leader, a future leader tomorrow. So it tells you that it's a party accepted status quo, and they've accepted that they will never grow beyond 20% again. So that's another challenge that one is having, because we join politics personally because I want to bring change in this country. So I can't be riding a vehicle that is not prepared to be moving. You know, you must be part of the moving train so that we can take out the ANC government and bring government that can take care of our people, deal with challenges faced by people. We can see unemployment in rates in the country. We really need change in this country. And we need to build South Africa that really talks about the diversity of this country. So you can't be in a situation where you have a party that fight the interest of some, not the other. You can only build South Africa when you fight for all.
So the big question then, there are lingering talks and rumours that you're going to be joining the Action SA. Is it true? Is that where you're headed? Or have you got any other political plans that you will be embarking on?
Look, it's interesting that the DA is scared by Action SA. I don't know. Maybe they put fear for some reason. I don't know. But it is true that there have been engagement from different parties, and I haven't made up my mind. And very interestingly, this morning I received a call from Mashaba, who was saying, look, I've seen the statement by the DA. Are you contemplating to join us? I said, no, I haven't made up my mind. Then he said, no, let's meet and talk, you know. And it's not only him, the other parties are engaging with me. But it seems as if DA is so scared and that Action SA might take over second position in the country. I don't know. But I will make a decision. I think a day is too long in politics. I never anticipated that after resigning on Wednesday, 3 days later I would resign from a DA, because I thought I will be in the DA for a while, try to engage and see if DA can't be changed internally. But to my surprise, I found myself having to resign from a DA. But I don't know. There are engagement with many parties. For me, I have open options. I was also intended to go corporate. I do have some offers in the corporate world. I have to make a decision. Truly, yeah, I don't know yet. But if any party is my view, because for me it's about values. It's not about, you can't come and buy with money. You can't come and say, I will give you this. If I can share your values, I will never join that party. So at the moment, I have to look at those parties engaging with me and see if their values resonate with me. Then I will make a decision from there.
Okay, thank you very much for your time this morning. And of course, we'll catch up with you as you make that decision. You've just heard it from the man himself. He's still thinking about it. He's engaging various parties, including Action SA. And it's all about values, and he'll make a decision when he finds the right political home. Otherwise, he's got offers to go into the corporate world. That is former DA leader Zwakele Mncwango, rather. And thank you for correcting me there with the pronunciation of your first name.